Recently, I had the chance to travel back to Sri Lanka, my homeland. After several years away, this trip was about reconnecting with my roots, reliving memories, and creating new ones. Here's a glimpse into that journey, and I hope you'll enjoy it. From Dubai to Sharjah International Airport, the whole journey felt like a blur. Check-in, boarding, and before I knew it, the captain announced our descent. As the plane touched down, there it was, Sri Lanka, my green tropical island. The moment I stepped out, the warm tropical air hit me. The sound of the tuk-tuks, the buses honking, and the busy junctions. Chaotic to some, but for me, it was a home away from home. Nothing feels quite like this. Something I quite enjoy doing whenever I come to Sri Lanka is to ride on a three-wheeler. It's quite a memorable experience, especially in the streets of Colombo, where it's chaotic. The traffic is madness sometimes.
This is a trip that everyone has to make when they come to Sri Lanka. If you don't go on the tuk-tuk, you haven't been to Sri Lanka. So come on a tuk-tuk.
After settling into the hotel, I couldn't wait to get out on the tennis court. It's a sport that I truly love. One that's taught me discipline, patience, and focus. The next morning, I kept to what I always believe in, a healthy lifestyle. Woke up early, got in some exercise, and even swam to start the fresh day. When your body feels alive, your mind follows. With that energy, I headed to the Capital Markets Conference at the Shangri-La, where my media company, AJ Media, was honored to be the official creative partner. It was a proud moment seeing our team's work come alive in such a prestigious setting. I also met Jitendra there, and in one of those spontaneous, thought-provoking conversations, we began connecting the dots between polygamy and capital markets. Two subjects that at first might seem worlds apart, but when you think about the structures, systems, and how balance is maintained, there's actually a fascinating parallel. That dialogue opened up ideas I never imagined would come together, and it's something that I'll be exploring further. After the conference, it was time to wind down. Back at the hotel, I played a game of pool. Simple, relaxing, and the perfect way to close a packed day. The next day, I traveled to Galle, my parents' hometown. Walking through those streets again filled me with a lot of nostalgia. I passed the place where my mother once taught, stopped by Pakistan House, and thought about an interesting real estate deal my family had the chance to take years ago, one we missed out on. Galle was both familiar and new, with so much that had changed but still carried the soul of my childhood.
So I'm finally here, the hometown of my parents, Galle Fort, and I'm drinking a cool, what they call tamili, which is a king coconut, because I'm sweating buckets. I'm absolutely sweating buckets here. The interesting thing about this place, it's called Southland School, and this is where my mom actually taught children before she got married. When she got engaged to my dad requested her to stop working because he wanted to take care of her, so she stopped. Those days, of course, we were more, accommodating to their husbands and kind of actually listen to them. Hi guys, I'm in another place now here. It's very nostalgic and historical, and this is the house that my dad grew up in way back in the 40s, 50s, and it was called the Pakistan House, all right? I'm not entirely sure why it was called the Pakistan House. I believe the story goes, as my uncle tells me, that my granddad, he imported a lot of materials to build the house or to use or to furnish his house from Pakistan. And therefore they called it the Pakistan House. But personally, I don't have any memories here, but I hear a lot about it from my dad and from my uncle, about how they grew up here and how they're very close with the neighbors and everybody's one big happy family. And that's the situation in Galle Fort. All the religions are here, they live in harmony, they live in security, and there's no problems, and that's the way it should be. We're in another memorable place, okay? It's now Ibrahim Jewelers. Ibrahim happens to be my grand uncle, the brother of my grandmother. And when my mom was young, she lived in this house back in 50s, right? Around about the 60s, she had some ownership in this house, and she sold it to her uncle for 15,000 rupees. What did I say? I said 15,000 rupees. Today, this house is worth millions, hundreds of millions potentially, right? Had I been around then, I would have consulted my mom and said, no, keep this investment, right? Because in 60 years, it's going to be this whole place is going to be a UN heritage site and the property is going to go up. But it didn't happen that way. That's the way God wanted it. And the people here living here are wonderful people, right? They're my cousins, they're my family, and we get along well. And I wish them all the best. So here, guys, it's a sentimental place for me. It's an emotional place for me. This is the YMBA, the Young Men's Buddhist Association. If you recall, a couple of months ago, maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, actually, my dear friend, my cousin, Tariq Nasim, he was killed in a car crash on his way from Colombo to Galle. It was a very sad time, and it was devastating for the whole family. And I hope you read my tribute to him. Anyway, one of the memories I have with Tariq is that we used to come here all the time, and he was a very good snooker player. Not as good as me, but very good anyway. And we used to come here all the time, and we used to play snooker when we were 18, 19 years old, you know, when we used to come from Hong Kong on a summer holiday and spend time in Golf Fort with my cousins and my friends. And I just thought I'd share that with you because it's a sentimental moment for me because he's no longer here, and he really was, you know, an icon of Golf Fort, right?
From there, it was off to Kandy with my family. And what better way than the train? The hill country unfolded in front of us, tea plantations, misty mountains, and waterfalls glistening in the sunlight. The rhythm of the train, the cool, unpolluted breeze, it reminded me why this journey is one of the most beautiful in the world. After returning to Colombo, just before flying back to the UAE, I had the chance to sit down for an enlightening heart-to-heart conversation with Dr. Rifai. That discussion was truly special, and I can't wait to share it with you all in the upcoming video. Make sure to stay tuned. Well, dear viewers, that's a wrap of my journey to Sri Lanka. The chaos of Colombo, the memories of Galle, and the beauty of Kandy. And this is why I cherish going to this country, a place where I was born, where I have family and friends, and I hope to go back soon, God willing. Thank you for joining me, and see you in the next vlog.